I shopped my stash and grabbed a bunch of makeup that I've either never tried before or that it's been a really long time and I don't remember my thoughts on the product. I challenge you to do the same. If you're like me and you overshop or subscribe to too many beauty subscriptions, I assume you also own a lot of makeup. And with only one face, not everything gets the love it deserves. So I find it fun shopping my own stash, discovering products that I forgot I owned or that I frankly never even tried. All right, let's start off with primer. I got this sometime this year in my BoxyCharm by Ipsy or Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. This is from Dew of the Gods and it's the Tahitian Breakfast Dewy Collagen Face Primer. It does come with cellophane around the box. This is what the inner packaging looks like. It's a squeezy tube. And it is also safety sealed on the product itself. All right, let's see what the consistency is like. Okay, it's a very soft pink. And it is very loose. Like a very, almost like if you mixed a moisturizer with a gel. I love consistencies like this where it's not too thick. It has a very subtle, I want to say fruity scent. It's barely there, but it smells quite lovely. Ignore the redness on my face. Anytime I smush products using my hands, my face will turn red. It will go away in about 20 to 30 seconds. Oh, I forgot to put my hair up. Un momento. All right, my hair is up and I zoomed on in. I would say this is quite lovely. It's not tacky, but it hasn't quite sunk into my skin yet. I can still feel a little something on my face. They said this was dewy. My standards for dewy do not align with their marketing team. It's slightly dewy, but not what I would consider a dewy, glowy primer. All right, let's move on to foundation, which today is actually a BB cream. This here is from PURLISSE, and it is the Perfect Glow BB cream with SPF 30. I have no idea where I got this, but it's giving me Ipsy vibes. The reason I selected this is because I'm sporting a fake tan, and this was like the fourth one I grabbed that looked to be slightly dark enough because everything else was really, really light. All right, so here is what the product looks like. It's quite thick, as are most BB creams, and hopefully this is a decent shade match. I cannot for the life of me remember my thoughts on this product. It's very possible I have a dedicated solo video reviewing it. Do I remember that? No. It's also possible I only used it once or even only swatched it. But today we're giving it a run for the money and let's pounce it on with my new favorite sponge. This is something Taylor Wynn recommended and I picked it up off of Amazon. I would say this is light medium coverage. I can still see my hyperpigmentation, but it did a decent job covering it. It's like a typical BB cream, which is actually my favorite type of complexion product. It's not tacky or sticky, but I can still feel it on my skin, so let's give it a minute to sink on in. So for concealer, this here is a new in my life product from TOYFACTORY. This is the Niablend in the shade F2. I picked this up in add-ons from Ipsy and it was $3.50. It's a small little trial or travel size, and let's see if this is a good shade match. Today's gonna be fun experimenting with products that we hope will work on my complexion. All right, that looks like a fantastic winter shade, but it's summer, so wish me luck. Just gonna take the same sponge I used to apply the foundation or BB cream and tap this on out. Yes, it is a little too fair for me, at least in conjunction with the BB cream shade and my fake tan. But guess what? By the time I get the rest of my makeup on, it will look fine. All right, let's move along to contour bronzer. This product here I have owned for a couple years. I haven't used it for probably as long, and I don't remember my thoughts on it. This here is from Maybelline. It's the City Bronzer in the shade 100. All right, let's see how this product is. It's very powdery, and I don't remember if it's buildable or what. I just remember slightly that I think I was influenced to buy it from someone online, and ooh, that is very soft and subtle, which for me, who tends to go ham, is a good thing. Since I am slightly tan, and it's probably perfection when I'm my normal pasty paleness, and I have lights all around me that wash me out. In real life, it's really nice. It's a subtle, not in your face, bronzy contour. I have bangs, but for those who are curious how it looks on your forehead, I regret doing that because I just messed up my hair. But here you go. Let me fix my hair. All right, the next product has been around for eons. It's only been in my life a year or so. That is a blush from NARS in the shade Orgasm. Isn't it itty bitty, teeny weeny, and the cutest thing you've ever seen? Hopefully there's enough product for my brush to pick it up. Okay, that is a gorgeous, beautiful pink, and it looks like, is there a shimmer? Oh, it is shimmery, and this has been out for several years. I'm gonna speculate, were ahead of their time, because this day and age, everyone's into a glowy, shimmery blush. But I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, not so much. I don't know that I've ever used it. Only swatched it. Maybe I've used it, but I don't recall what I thought. And at first I thought I would go a little too ham, but this is really good in the sense that it's buildable, because I like really dug in with my brush here, and not a lot went on my face, which is a good thing, because then the second time you pounce in, you get your pigment payoff. And I really appreciate products that can be built up, because I have a tendency to just go bloop and then look a little cray cray. That is a really pretty shade of pink with ever so slight glowy finish. I don't want to call it shimmery. It's more like a natural glow. Speaking of a natural glow, let's try this highlighter from Essence. This is the Pure Nude highlighter, and this is in the shade 10 Be My Highlight. Interesting. It looks in the pan like it's almost going to be too dark. It's very tan and doesn't look super shimmery, but let's do a swatch. It's like very nice, almost close to my skin tone, and has a subtle shimmer, but I think this is going to be really good because there's no glitter in it. But I could just simply stop speculating and throw it on my face so we can see how good or not so good of a highlighter it is. I have a feeling, am I right? It's going to be for those who don't like to glow from outer space. It's a very nice, subtle shimmer, which has its time and place. And I know a lot of people love that kind of highlighter. I like to glow a little more, but she's pretty. All right, I'm going to be trying an eyeshadow primer I've never tried before. This here is from Too Faced, and this is the Shadow Insurance, which is a 24-hour anti-crease eyeshadow primer. I want to say this came in a mystery box. It's the consistency of like a concealer. It has a little bit of tint. Don't know if I grab too much, not enough. We will go with whatever that amount was. Just get it on with my finger, and then I think I'll grab a brush and spread it out. All right, I guess we will know how good of an eyeshadow primer this is after we've applied the eyeshadow. All right, let's move along to the eyeshadow look, which is this palette here from CIATÉ London, the Brazilian Glow eyeshadow palette. I received this in, I want to say, a BoxyCharm by Ipsy fairly recently. June box, possibly the July box. This is what the color story is all about. Lots of warm, kind of cinnamon, pinky, and some nudes, plus some gold champagne-y shimmers. I'm going to go in with this shade here called Chill Out and get that in the crease. Quite powdery, but lately I've been noticing most eyeshadows are kind of powdery like that. But let's see what this looks like and if it's going to be just as light as in the pan or slightly darker and actually show up on my eyes. I can see that in real life, but probably my lights are going to make that not so visible, but it's just one of many shadows. I'm going to grab this shade down here called Breezy, which is a kind of warm tan brown. And I'm being lazy and just using that same brush. And let's just get a little on the outer third. And then I'll just kind of pat that on. And then I'm going to pat on a different shade and then we'll blend. I'm going to take whatever's remaining and drag this under my eyes. Now let's go in with this pink shade called Carefree, and I'm again lazy girl style gonna just use that same brush. It still had whatever remained with the brown, and I'm gonna get that more in the center right next to where I put that brown shade, and then I'm just gonna blend the two together. Drag a little bit into the crease. We're going to take this shimmery shade here called Dreamer and put that on the outer portion of my eye. Right here. And now I want to deepen the outer portion a little more. It's a little too muted and very samey. So I'm going to go into the deepest shade in this palette, which is called Chill A Lot. Oh, I think I referred to the first shade as Chill. The first shade was called Cocktail. This is actually Chill A Lot. Okay, and then what's going on right here? I think I had a swatch on my finger and touched myself. Let's dab that off and then go back in with my foundation sponge. I may need to put a little concealer or something there, but for now, good enough. Let's do a little more blending here. And let's finish up with this softest shimmer shade in the palette called Splash. Get that on my brow bone and in my inner corner. That is very white and not in a good way for my brow bone. So I'm going to take the Essence highlighter and put it on top to see if can't tame that down slightly. It's just that this icy white kind of has more kind of bluish undertones and is clashing a little bit with the warmth on my eyelids. And so just letting you know, if you buffo like I just did, just fix it. Grab something else, blend it out, grab a makeup wipe and start over. But I think I was able to tame that down slightly and we can move along. And last, I'm going to take this shimmer shade here called Tropical and get that on the inner side of the top of my lids. I added that really white in the inner corner, and I'm just gonna kind of marry these two right here. And it's not as shimmery as I thought. Okay, let's add a little of that light shade. Oh, there we go. Okay. Splash is looking good on top of the pinky shades. When it's not on anything, it's very white, but when it's on top of a different color, I'm liking how that's looking better. All right, as good as it's gonna get, let me move on to eyeliners. This here is from Milani. It's the Stay Put eyeliner. I'm fairly certain I grabbed this in a recent Ulta haul. Do not recall if I've used it yet or if I just swatched it. Memory is hard, so we're gonna use it today to see what my thoughts are. I want to say it is the type that many people recommend, and then I try it and I don't like it, but fingers crossed it stays on my upper waterline and does not transfer down. For liquid liner, I have a liner from Il Makiage. I'm fairly certain this came in a beauty subscription. Which one? I have no idea. But let's hope and pray this works out, because I have more videos to film and do not have time to deal with redoing any of my makeup. First impression, not too shabby. I like how long the, what do you call that? The felt tip is, which is long and it gets narrow. Sometimes these felt tips are very fat, short, and squatty. But when it's long, it makes it easier to just to kind of lay it down and draw it back. And at least for my skill level, this works the best for me. Is it the blackest of the black? No. But I've had way worse. All right, what's next? Oh, okay, I'm going to go offline, touch up my mascara, recurl my eyelashes, and then I'll come back and we will finish up with the lip products. I'm back here, back down to semi-normal, and let's move along to lipstick. This, I just went through my stash and went, what is this? I didn't recognize the packaging, and it's very worn off, but I finally discerned this is from e.l.f. Don't remember when I got it. Also, it's a very interesting color in my collection, so I thought, why not? Plus, I think it will go really well with the look I have going on today. All right. Oh, I guess I should have smelled it first. Okay, it smells decent just because I don't know how old this is. Actually smells a little bit like chocolate. Not super strong, but I am definitely getting chocolate vibes. That is a nice shade. Not something I normally wear, and at first I was scared, but I think I can pull it off. This formula, whatever this is, very, very comfortable. The lip gloss I'll be using today is a High Shine lip gloss from Mystery brand. But this was gifted to me from one of my subscribers, Amber. Hey, Amber. And this will be the first time I'm actually using it. I like how it's kind of a mauve-y, cool-toned, deeper, it's pink-ish, but not truly pink. And I think will look fantastic on this, what we got going on here, and go with this eye look. Fingers crossed. I like that. It just gave a slight pinkier hue, but it's not ultra pink, if that makes any sense whatsoever. All right, so here is the final look. What are your thoughts? Be honest. I love makeup so much. Obviously, I own a bazillion makeup products, but because I own a bazillion makeup products and I only have one face, I own a lot of stuff that I don't always get to try. If I try it once, and then I move on to the next product, next product, next product, and then years go by and I'm like, have no recollection, no memory whatsoever. So I enjoy shopping my stash, seeing what I own, and determining, do I like it? Do I not like it? Is it time to get rid of it? Or do I own a holy grail product that I've been sitting on and wasn't even aware of? Let me give you my final first, second impressions of some of these products I've used today. Starting with the eyeshadow palette. It was okay. It is on par with the products we get in an Ipsy bag. I'll just leave it at that. Have I tried worse? Yes. Have I purchased and tried way better? Uh-huh. Do I think you need to rush out and buy it? No. The Milani worked as expected. It's transferring down on this eye more so than this eye. This eye tends to be a little more watery than my other eye. I've had worse, and I'm still on the hunt for one that works better. The Il Makiage liquid liner was a surprise to me. I will have to give it a few more tries because so far so good. My only mini complaint is it wasn't super black or as black as I'm used to, but I still think it looks good on my eyes. This lip gloss, beautiful shade and very comfortable. This e.l.f. lipstick, which is in the shade Touch of Nude, by the way, very comfortable. And I'm really glad that I shopped my stash because I wasn't aware I owned this. And I can see using this with various different looks I put together. I own way too many bronzers, but honestly, I forgot about this one, and it's really nice. If you have fair skin, I think you are going to love this. The essence was a lifesaver when it came to my brow bone. Not a fan on my cheeks because I love my highlighter to be seen from outer space, but that's just me. I could see many people who don't like a highlighter to glow so much who would love this product. The BB cream, I think looks good, feels good, nothing sticky or tacky. It's only been on my face for about 30 minutes, but it is so far so good. Now the concealer, it's not super high coverage. I would say it's light-ish, light medium. I'm picking up on some darkness and some fine lines, which, let's be fair, just about every concealer produces fine lines. I've had worse. I've also had better. The eyeshadow primer from Too Faced, it worked. I don't know how you review something like that. I guess many hours from now, if my eyeshadow is still in place, it will be good. It felt good. It's an eye primer. No complaints. NARS blush, beautiful. The primer from Dew of the Gods, I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed the scent and the formula. Felt nice on my skin. Cannot complain. All right, now I want to hear from you. Have you tried or used any of the products I used on my face today? If so, what do you think about the products? Did you love something I was like meh on? Did you hate something that I said I loved? Or did we agree and have the same sentiment? All right, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so by now, I would love if you would subscribe. For those who have, thank you so much. Remember to click that bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. And if you could do me a huge favor, clicking the thumbs up really does help with my channel to grow. All right, thanks everyone.